What's up, Hemi?
What's up, Kenny?
Well, we're in Mesquite, Nevada, on our way to Lake Havasu City. By the way, you're watching Sagebrush Soul. And we did an interview last weekend in Puyallup, Washington with T.Ray Rayas with Full Boogie Tilt. And I screwed up the interview. We're going to pick up right after I was talking about him and his brother podcasting and being real honest about the industry. But to lay the groundwork a little bit, T.Ray Rayas is Full Boogie Tilt on a bunch of platforms, mostly TikTok, where he has got millions of views. He's a big deal in the monster truck world right now. So we're just going to pick up where we left off. It might not make a lot of sense, but the good news is there's a lot more to come with Tyler, and we'll do the interview again. But this will give you just a little bit of a taste. So enjoy this interview.
Put it down!
You are, quote unquote, like Caden, a monster truck nerd.
Yeah.
Like you're into it. And, where did that all start for you?
Ever since I was a kid. My growing up where I grew up, the only monster trucks we ever saw was, the Sublimity Harvest Fest, because I'm from Oregon. Sublimity Harvest Fest, and they were just always, the monster trucks were a side act, and they would come out, do straight line back in the early days, straight line racing, little freestyle, nothing crazy. But our big show was going to Jam in Portland every year. My family didn't have a lot of money growing up, but the one thing that I knew my mom and dad were going to take us to do every year was to go see Jam. The weekend after Valentine's Day, we'd go, and that's just every single year, on clockwork. We didn't go on vacations, but we went to Jam every year.
Oh,
so the love of monster trucks started really early for us.
In essence, it was your Disneyland.
Yeah, it was I knew, February, we're gonna go see Monster Jam, and to see and then to watch them on TV. And Dawson and I had recorded on VHS a couple old pay-per-views from Monster Jam, and we watched those over and over and over and over. And we just fell in love with it. So then as I got older, I got more into it, and then Dawson and I started volunteering at shows, and I would take him to shows, and he wouldn't even be getting paid. He'd just show up and we'd knock on the doors, hey, do you need help? And Dawson's like, I'll wash the truck, whatever it was. And so he started with the Basil twins. And I remember the first one that actually called Dawson and wanted to come help was at the Harvest Fest for Nitro Menace. And Darren Miguez called him and was like, hey, I need you here.
We were just talking to him. I was in his shop last week.
Yeah, oh, nice. Cool. So yeah, we were and so Darren called Dawson, and Dawson started, nut bolting the trucks or whatever. And then he got a gig with, Straight Up Racing, and the rest is history, and he just went on the road.
That's so
But then
cool.
when I started doing the TikTok stuff just the last year, then it's allowed me to be more relevant at shows.
Oh, for sure.
To come to places, and I think everyone just finds it funny, and I hope that's what I created, because I want it to be funny.
It is, but
and spread awareness to the industry.
Absolutely. Well, and this is the thing that blows my mind is some of our, and again, I guess we'll call it frustrations with the industry. If we're all a team, whatever tour it is, we've got to be a team, and we've got to look at what is best for the industry, because we could hurt some of our family that, even though they're kind of competitors, but in your podcasts that you've done, as I said in the video introducing you guys when I met you in Cape Falls, it's unabashed, and you're not afraid to kind of call out safety and point out to certain people what's going on.
I think for a lot of times, a lot of the industry has been unchecked with what's been going on, not always in a negative way, but there's some serious things that people don't pay attention to.
Right.
And I think there's a growing, in certain promotional companies in the industry, there's a growing movement of primarily safety officials misusing or not understanding the safety of when to use the remote ignition interrupt or the RI or show flow. It's funny what I'm poking at it, because I want to point out some of the things that we're seeing is ridiculous. Why are you doing that? And it's but of course that comes with learning and doing things.
The industry, and that was the thing, is the first podcast that I watched with you and you and Dawson, it was who's organized, who's not, who's there to put on a show, and and I don't want to, I'm not doing this interview to put us on a pedestal or anything like that, but you've been to a few of our meetings now, and we say a prayer every single time.
Yeah.
And that is to be worthy of the money that these people are spending here, because if we're not, we don't belong in this industry. We're not here to, we want to be a part of every community that we go into. We join as many chambers of commerce as it makes sense to do.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times, you know, with people who actually work in the industry, monster guys, track officials, whatever, promoters, is that it is a job. People don't realize that, like, what it takes to put on a monster truck show is a lot of work, and there's a lot of people who behind the scenes never get recognized, and it's for the pure enjoyment of the fans.
Yeah.
And like nowadays, when you hear a driver typically say, you know, we wouldn't be here without the fans, like, I sometimes don't feel like they understand how important the fans really are, and why certain place. I mean, when you this, not to bring it to Jam or anything, but when you're thinking of, like, you know, Dennis with Gravedigger, I mean, he was making no money in the 80s.
Right.
And the only way that he could get to show was people buying his merch.
Yeah.
And winning qualifying, because there was a bonus to win qualifying. That's why there was one run Anderson, right? Like, Dennis would never go into round number 1, but he'd be the fastest qualifier and get that $500 bonus, and he could go to the next show. But buying merch, supporting your favorite driver and your truck, it seriously is the backbone of our industry. And I think when we lose sight of that as promoters or as people in it and we're working, that's where the shows suffer, because then the people know it's like, oh, they're not really, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
You know, so like like everything that we do, especially now that I'm with the Monster Truck Insanity Tour, it's like we are focusing on fan enjoyment. Mm-hmm. We're focusing on, I feel like, you know, competitor fairness. And we're here for the people who have paid their money to come here. Because I remember being that kid, parents not having any money, saving up what we could to come to a monster truck show and having the time of our life.
Yeah.
Like, that to me should never be lost. And some promoters and some people in this industry have lost that. And I feel like it's to shine some light, especially with what I do, is to remember, like, we're having fun. Like yesterday in rehearsal, like nobody was in the stands.
So much fun.
I know you guys can't see it, but behind us there is a huge arena.
Get B-roll of it.
Yeah, okay, you can see it. So you're looking at 8,000 empty seats, okay, and it's amazing. And Ken and I up here, we're doing rehearsal. We're just having the time of our lives, and that is going to directly affect our shows when we do them. Because if you can do it to 8,000 empty seats, and you have that energy and I felt like I did a show last year. I felt
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I had that adrenaline pumping, and so being able to do it more, and it's fun. So, like, anyway, that was a long rant, but just, you know, remembering what it was like to be in the as a fan in the stands is how you humble yourself and how you can change this industry from the better. Like, just to be more inclusive and more, bring it back to its roots, you know?
For sure.
Evolve the sport, but don't forget where we come from, and remember that we have, you know, the luckiest job in the world. I mean, really. We could be hanging drywall, you know? We could be doing something that's just breaking our back, and we are able to come here and have people pay to come see us. So to pay that forward is all what I want to do. That's why I collaborate with you. That's why I collaborate with anybody.
I'm just so amazed.
Because it's why not? You know?
Well, and that was the thing, is your openness to when we met. Like, when I saw it, like, my eyes lit, I'm like, oh, there he is. Because I gave you a shout out in one of my videos when I hijacked one of your stickers and everything like that. And I see
Swanson's
you walking
just giving away money. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here's some stickers.
So, I got an Obsession race team one out of that too. But that was kind of the funny part, and it was really interesting to hear your perspective on that too. But I see you walking down, and I've known Dawson now for a while. Like, we've joked around together, like had a lot of fun. And I see you walking down because I've got this perception. I'm like, oh gosh, there he is. Like, it was. I'm a very much a when I meet a person or when I'm influenced by a person, whether it's a monster truck announcer, whether it's I'm about that interaction with people. And I see you walking down, I'm like, that's him. What's he? So I just stuck my hand out. I'm Kenny. Like, and I'm like, how's this gonna go? Is he gonna think I'm such an idiot because I'm old, trying to be on social media? I got a YouTube channel and all that kind of stuff. And you're just so courteous, and I was blown away to find out that you don't get that reception at every monster truck show you go to?
No, I don't. I mean, from people who know the channel or know my videos, like they always have a lot of love, but that it doesn't. Promoters typically don't like content creators or people who are comedians or have comedy sketches or whatever.
Right.
They're like, oh, you're just a TikTok kid, whatever, and that's like, stay out of our way. And as soon as I met you guys, it was just like, oh man, come on, have a seat, you know, let's chat. What are you doing? I love your stuff. Oh, I love your stuff, you know. It's like, let's work together. And I've never. It was funny because I saw that video you made with the Swansons, and I was like, oh yeah, that's awesome. This guy made a sound bite. I was like, this is cool. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together that you were the host of the tour. So when I was like, I was just gonna hang out with the Swansons, you know, kick it or whatever, and then I see you, I'm like, oh, that's the guy, you know? I was like, oh, that's cool, right on. And I always try to be, you know, happy because I've met some of my idols, or not idols, but like, you know, I met some people that you look up to.
They say never meet your heroes.
And I'm like, oh man. And granted, there's been a lot of people that I've looked up to that have been awesome.
Oh,
you know,
for sure.
But there's been also a handful. I'm like, dang, you know, you're not really what I thought you were. So I always want to, when you get enjoyment out of my videos, I want to show you how that is me in real life. I'm that guy. I try to be that guy all the time because that's who I am.
Well, and it's overwhelming. And we already talked about like the O'Reilly's people and stuff like that. Like I am just so, when I run into somebody. Well, my first big YouTube interaction was we've got the zombie buses, the zombie hunts, and everything. And I just started the YouTube channel, the Sagebrush Soul YouTube channel, which you're watching. Just realized that right now.
Welcome.
Yeah,
that was the intro.
Yeah.
Welcome to the channel.
I think I did do that in the beginning. We'll find out. If not, we'll shoot it later. But
we'll add it in post.
But we had done our zombie rampage bus in Duchesne, Utah. And a huge channel called At Your Leisure had come and shot a whole thing on it. But I also had vlogged that or put some teasers out or something like that. And we go to St. George, Utah. My girlfriend and I are running the zombie rampage. And this kid walks by where we're setting up. And he's like, you're the guy. You're the guy. And I'm like, what? And he goes, on YouTube. I'm like, you subscribed to my channel. No. He had seen me on that other big channel, but at that moment, I'm like, oh man, thanks for watching, like this little kid and everything. Yeah. But anytime somebody calls that out, like I'm the same way. I'm just absolutely overwhelmed that somebody took a minute to watch one of my videos. And that's the attitude that I hope I absolutely always have.
Oh, that's every interaction I've ever had with you has been that way. It's just been exactly what you see is what you get. And that's the way people should be, you know, when people are, obviously you and I turn it up to 11 when we're doing the show, right? Because you have to be. But when you see me behind the stage after show, I'm at like at 8, you know?
Yeah.
I'm from 11 to an 8. That's where I cruise, you know? Yeah. Like, it's not like, oh, he's totally different.
Well, and that was the thing I want to kind of circle back to last night when we had 5, and it was important people. We had 5, 6, 7, 8 people in the stands last night. And I've always said this a lot about my announcing, like, I'm a lot better in front of 10,000 people than I am in front of 10.
It's almost more nerve-wracking because you don't have the crowd interaction. You definitely see the important people. Like they stand out. You're like, oh, that's an important person that I got to really do good. Like it's way harder. You're totally right.
And well, even sitting like when you meet new people and everything, and it's like, what do you do for a living? Well, I'm a host of a Monster Truck Insanity tour. And oh, give us the Monster Truck announcer voice. And I'm like, no. I can't bring it up. Like, it's not the same energy. It's not that thing. And that's what last night was, because Caden comes up to it and he goes, I don't want you guys to blow out your voice tonight or anything. I'm like, dude, we just did the last 2 Monster Truck shows we did 2 in one day. What's that?
Where's Caden?
He's right there. Caden.
We weren't able to go half throttle last night. We had to go hard because, like, I got energy from you, you got energy from me, and then we're like, oh, let's do it. And then I'm getting energy because I'm looking forward to tomorrow, yesterday, tonight, you know? So it's,
Well, and inside of about, which, I mean, we were practicing out here for a couple of hours, but Caden's like, don't blow your voice out or anything like that. I'm like, we just came off 2 shows when I do snowmobile races, which I've been doing, like, I'm talking for 8 hours. I'm not going to blow my voice out. Well, I had to use the Butch Krieger announcer secret weapon off and on all day today, and some of you know what I'm talking about. But
mine's pounding water and tea. I've had a little tea this morning already. Water and Ricola. Not a sponsor, but hit me up. Like, we would love to have a sponsor.
Well, yeah, no, we went full, like, because the anxiety, and that's what I always talk about with me announcing. I have such bad stage fright, and I've been doing this for 30 years. I don't know how many hundreds, probably getting close to 1,000 monster truck shows. The anxiety comes, but it's like jumping off a high dive. The very first time you ever do it, it's like, oh, I can't imagine. And then you jump, and then you get right out of the water. You want to get back on, and you want to jump again. Yep. That's kind of what this world is to me. And last night, like, that was almost the hardest way to lead into that last night as there was, because it was just a fair board. They wanted to kind of see our rehearsal and stuff. We don't typically rehearse, but I think we will now.
It. Yeah, because it went so well. Yeah, there's things we need to fix or whatever, but it's like we took it as serious as if we were doing a show.
Absolutely.
But it was nice to know in our back pocket that, like, if something needed to stop, that we can, okay, hold on, let's do that again.
Exactly.
Like when we did the start your engine countdown a few times, just to get the timing, it wasn't like, oh, I messed it up. Well, we'll try again next year.
Right.
It's like, no, we'll try again right now.
Well, and it was a curveball that Andy threw, but we've got these, this is what I love about bringing you into the thing is like, we'll bounce ideas off each other, and it's like, well, this is a new venue, let's not try it here.
Yeah.
But we didn't do it, and Andy's like, who you've already seen the Meet Crew video on Andy, but he's like, no, I want to use this song, and you need to change your countdown. I'm like, are you really gonna throw me this curveball at this show?
Yep.
Like, this is huge for us. This is really big. You want, and he dug in, and he's like, no, we're doing it. And then the more we did it, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I think I got goosebumps going.
Yeah, because it's like, it's not a traditional 10.
Yeah.
It's like 10, 9. It's like, oh, we're starting. And then boom, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. It was a cool one.
It was really cool. Well, the reality is, folks, that we've got to kind of land this plane, but Tyler kind of alluded to it a little bit, but I'm going to wait and let you do that on your channel. But we got some big announcements with T.Ray, Tyler, Full Boogie Tilt, and the Monster Truck Insanity Tour, and I think timing is everything on this, so we gave them a little bit of a taste of what's coming, but I'm hoping that in that we'll be able to do kind of a weekly long form sort of thing, and we've discussed it, we haven't quite hammered it out yet.
Maybe do some like weekly recaps or something,
there you
talk
go.
about shows.
Absolutely, and maybe just talk about life.
Yeah, who knows?
And things that help us and
exactly.
stuff. So I kind of just actually blindsided him with that, so I've got ideas.
That's the thing, that's the thing, when Kenny throws me like an idea, I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
let's do it.
It's so cool. Well,
sure.
And I've been telling him, like, ever since I met him, and he's like, oh, because I'm messaging him on Instagram after K Falls, and he's like, here's my number.
Yeah, just text me. It's so much easier.
I got his number. Like, I mean, it's so. Let's see where we were about to go.
Content
we were about to talk about. Oh yeah,
you being old.
Yes, we were talking about me being old.
Well, I was going to tell you is content has no age, and don't ever feel like, you know, because I'm old, I don't know, I can't do that. No, bullshit. Like, you can do it. I don't know if I can say that. I'm sorry. You'll have to cut it out.
Totally no. Shit's good, but if you say, I bleep it. So
perfect. So I won't say.
Right.
Okay. Good.
Or it'll get bleeped.
Right. Okay.
So.
I want to hear the unedited version of that.
We'll see.
Yeah. It's gonna go under a rock somewhere.
Absolutely. But that was kind of the thing, is that, like, because I know I've got a few years on you and everything, and I was just like, because even like my own family and everything, and I'm trying to grab the crew, but as you've seen, everybody, as I try to present in the videos, that everybody's so busy all the time, and I'm like I brought up doing a skit, I brought up doing little things, and everybody's like, oh, that's a great idea, and I'm like, okay, well, let's do it, let's set it up.
And then they go,
and it's just so hard to do it, and nobody likes a camera put on. I don't like seeing myself on film, but it's like, if I'm gonna do this, if I'm gonna really show how much I love this industry, or my job, honestly, to do it. And then every time you would send me something, or I'd see one of your skits, oh my gosh, I love that. And then that you indulged me with a skit, like doing one with me and everything, and then the little funny content that we're creating out here that's going to be not on actually it is on social media, but that it can go both ways and everything. But I was just like, I sent him a text, and it was so odd the other night. I'm like, this is gonna sound weird, but where have you been all my life? I finally got this person that wants to do these kind of things, and
I know it's fun especially when you create with people, and then now that not only do we do that behind the scenes, but now we're doing it live.
Absolutely.
And that's really fun to be able to
it's a
riff
blast.
off each other, because you and I feel like already we're merging really well. Like I don't step on you, you don't step on me. We have our roles, and we're here to support each other. And that's, and again, the collaboration and support. That's what this every industry is about. But that's what Moss trucks are about. I mean, if you like a driver, you brake, and it's like, oh, well, take my wheel and go out and do it, as drivers. And that's, you always see that. So now you see that with our crew and me and you. It's like, well, here, let's help each other. And that's just, it's awesome.
It's a blast. And it'll only get better too, I've talked about rhythm in announcing and doing commentary and things like that. And I'm so looking forward to that, the merge, the mesh, everything that's going to come down the pike there. And then just you being willing to indulge an old guy of, doing this, but it's fun because I'm a kid at heart when it comes to this stuff. Like I'm like, because we've got a thing where we dance, and like I say, you've probably already seen it on TikTok. Well, we don't dance. Tyler dances, and I
try to get Kenny to dance.
So should I just do a straight face because like it hurts when I dance?
I was like, well, then just move your hips a little bit.
Yeah,
you'll be all right.
And so, but he's found a couple of moves that I might be able to pull off, and you might see some synchronized dancing at the shows of Monster Truck Insanity.
You gotta live it live on the Monster Truck Insanity Tour. You gotta live it live. They are awesome. And and one more thing before we hop off, just going back with me being here and all that, I don't surround myself with people that I don't feel confident in, and I don't believe in what they're doing. And from the word go, I believed in what we're doing, and I can't wait to see what the future brings. I think it's gonna be amazing.
Cool. I mean,
they really do. This tour is different. It's cool.
The unfortunate part is that we actually have to make money in this industry, and we've got some nice things that we like, and we want to be able to continue to buy those things. But
we all got families and different things we got to do, but that just goes back into our production for the show.
Absolutely.
You are not going to break the bank to come see us, but you're going to feel like you just paid $1,000 a seat. It's like, wow, this ticket was only X amount of money.
That's a big thing.
You feel like it's bigger than what it is, and that's what the goal is.
I don't even know if we've shared this with you, but kind of the thing, and I haven't used it a lot in this season, just kind of getting into some new things with some of the changes, but big city entertainment at a small town price is kind of the theme.
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes I say that on the mic, but that's what we want to do. We want to bring you drivers like Eric Swanson that's beat the Andersons. We want to bring you these guys, and sometimes you might see a backflip, but for the most part, not every truck's going to come out and do a backflip, and most likely not any trucks are going to do a backflip.
You come to this show, Puyallup, which is historically a hard show with the asphalt and the crushed cars. There's no dirt or whatever, and then a lot of people will just come out with monster trucks. Well, what our team has done a really good job is reaching out to local people. It's like, well, let's get some local drivers that drive drift cars. So now you're going to see drift car footage, and you'll see that when this footage comes out. And it's just thinking of outside the box ideas like that. Like I've never been to, I can tell you, I've been to a lot of monster shows. I've never been to one where drift cars are here. And I feel like that is just so cool. Seeing them practice last night. Oh man, that was good.
It was very
so that's just the thing. You're gonna get. You're right. It's small town prices for big city entertainment, no doubt.
And that's what we want to bring, and we try to take care of our. Anyway, you've already heard me say all of that kind of stuff. But if you want to come to the Monster Truck Insanity Tour, we are going nationwide now. We're in
plenty of dates coming,
many parts of the country.
Yeah.
So check out livealittlentertainment.com is the best place for you to go, and our full schedule. You can buy tickets through it and everything like that. But where do they find all of the amazing full boogie tilt content?
Well, first and foremost, TikTok is at Tyler Rayas. Instagram is at full boogie tilt. And then YouTube is T.Ray. And that one's fun because it's mostly, it's been mostly video game simulations and stuff like that, which is fun with BeamNG Drive and rigs, and you'll hear about that with Brandon. But also when I've become on the team in the last year, we've really merged it together to where all my content's on there. Plus you're gonna get vlogs. You'll see a vlog of this show. You'll see podcasts and all the sketches. And so you can go there, and we really want to grow that channel too, to bring more awareness and like, oh wow, what are you guys working on the Sandy Tour?
Absolutely.
So yeah, hit me up on all those and tag me and tag Kenny. We'd love to see all the stuff that you guys take. There's a lot of people who come to shows that film. I want to see that footage,
For sure.
Because I got good dance moves, Kenny.
Oh,
tonight's gonna be awesome.
Like I didn't even know that was part of the package, and he shows up here yesterday, Andy was trying to throw him a curveball. No, Tyler's on it the whole
got it.
time. But yeah, and as far as Sagebrush Soul, you can catch me on Sagebrush Soul on all the socials. And thanks to Tyler, you'll probably start seeing a little bit more action on that.
Well, thanks for having me. I love this. This is fun. We'll do it again.
It's a yes. Yeah, I would expect to see a lot more, and maybe a couple more long form things, which this went longer than I thought, but I knew it was going to, and I'm so blessed to be able to hang out with you tonight. But we got a show to put on.
We got to do
Monster
it.
Truck Insanity Tour right here in Puyallup at the Washington Spring Fair.
Question mark?
Yeah.
Spring Fair?
It's got its own verbiage, but anyway, I'm Kenny. This is Sagebrush Soul. May the best of your past be the worst of your future. Please do it.
Burn it down. Let's do a walk-off. That was awesome.
That was cool.